Hey everybody, today I'm going to organize this messy drawer of kitchen utensils with dividers and make it usable once again. So stay tuned and check it out. Now I'm sure I'm not the only one with at least one messy drawer in the house, and with all these utensils in one drawer without any means of organization, sometimes it's difficult to find what I'm looking for. To start, I cleared the drawer of all the utensils, cut a piece of paper to size, and laid that in the bottom of the drawer. Then I started to group the utensils together, partly by size and partly by use, laying them back in the drawer as I went along. I placed the group of utensils that I would use most often at the front of the drawer and the lesser used ones near the back. Once I was happy with the layout, I marked some reference lines on the piece of paper to represent where the dividers would go, and then I removed the piece of paper from the drawer. Then it was time to get into the shop. I had a leftover piece of 1x8 cedar from a past project that I thought would work perfectly for this project and ripped that into approximately 3-inch wide strips. Then I planed those strips down to 1/2 inch thickness. You could do these two steps in either order though. With the two strips milled, I began cutting them to length at the miter saw. I began by making a box that would sit on the inside of the drawer so the dividers would have a bit more rigidity. With the two long sides cut to length, I stacked them together and took measurements for the two short sides of the box and cut those pieces out at the miter saw as well. Once the 4 pieces were cut, I did a test fit before assembling just to ensure that it would fit in the drawer. Now yes, I do realize that I just made a box within another box, but I think overall this is just going to help the dividers stay straight. It gives me another attachment point on the outsides to attach the dividers and just, like I said, keep everything straight. Hopefully this thing will last for a very long time. Now this is a utensil drawer, so I'm not really expecting a lot of different stresses within the drawer, but like I said, just gives me another attachment point. So with that being said, you probably can see that these pieces are just a little bit taller than the drawer sides. So first I'm going to take them, run the back through the table saw, just trim a little bit more wood off, then I'll come back and I'll glue and pin nail the joints together. So let's go ahead and do that. And like I said, I ripped the pieces down just a little bit more so that they would sit just below the drawer sides. And then I assembled them using glue and a pin nailer. Once the glue dried, I placed the box on the paper I marked up earlier and began taking measurements and cutting out the dividers one piece at a time. I started with the longest divider and worked my way down to the shortest one. Not sure if there's any advantage to doing it this way, but that's just how I did it. I just took my time and snuck up on each and every cut until it was just right. With the dividers all cut to length, I wanted them to be just shorter than the box sides, so I ran these back through the table saw as well, taking off approximately 1/2 inch. Then I did one final test fit of the dividers before assembling them with glue. In this case, I used the glue sparingly because I didn't want any glue squeeze out to have to clean up later, the whole while checking for square and clamping until it was dry. Then I did a little bit of final sanding, placed it in the drawer, and loaded it up. Reese, come. Alright, so I guess my dog is creeping in the back. But anyways, that's about it for this project, you guys. I know it was a really simple project. A project that you can probably knock out in an evening after work even. Didn't use a lot of material, no fancy joinery, nothing like that. Simply cut the wood to size and glue it together. And sometimes I find that these quick and simple projects are just some quick wins maybe while you're taking on some more complex projects. So having one of these, or maybe a couple of them on hand, on deck, ready to go, when you kind of get discouraged from some other larger projects, they're always nice to have. Obviously, if you make one of these, you're going to customize it to your own needs. In fact, I made another one for this drawer next to it that houses all our spoons and forks and knives. And actually that one, I stained a darker color to match the drawer fronts. I just wanted to see how this light wood would look inside this drawer, but after seeing it, I'll probably end up taking this out and staining this one as well. But that's it. If you guys enjoyed this video, it'd be awesome if you could hit that like button. That just tells YouTube that this was a decent video and that it should suggest it to other people as well. If you haven't already, consider hitting the subscribe button as well. That just notifies you every time I release a new video. And until next time, thanks for watching.